Hello guys, welcome. In this video we're gonna learn how to do crow pose in all the different stages. So let's get started. We're gonna first start understanding that we require some opening in the hips in order to move forward towards the pose. At the same time as we gain more strength, we need that flexibility to combine it in order to feel more comfortable, to feel that the pose happens gracefully. The first variation of crow pose, we actually take it from calisthenics and it's called frog pose. Basically, we would start with the hands naturally open in front of us, and we're gonna try to bring the knees outside of the elbows. The knees push in and the elbows push out, in order to create a lock in between both, allowing us to be able to shift and balance. Okay? Once we start shifting forward with that connection, both elbows and knees, the fingers are pressing a vital role as they will help us not to go forward. Okay? When we press the fingers as well as we engage through the arms, we start lifting through the head, we look forward and we try to balance here. An important factor to have in consideration is that when we have a more horizontal line on our spine, it's more likely that we balance rather than if we have the hips too high and the head too close to the ground. We need to keep looking forward in order to have a spot, to have a place of focus, and we will reach forward with the chest in order to find that balance. If we're looking down, it's more likely that we're gonna go down. If we're looking forward here, the chest naturally will open and naturally this horizontal line will start to happen. We can place a block or a pillow or anything that will support us when we're starting, but at the same time I would recommend you to try straight away without a block or a pillow. You can start, for example, with the head on the floor directly and then slowly try to lift one foot, then maybe the other, pushing through the arms, press with the fingers so you start understanding what the hands need to do, and we start looking forward in order to balance. Maybe we come back, that is fine, and we start again shifting the weight until we find that balance. For the second variation of crow, which is actually the actual crow, we required a little bit more flexibility on our hips, on our legs. So we would start same thing with the hands in front of us, naturally open. The fingers again are pressing down, and we will try to place the knees on top of the elbows. Instead of outside of the elbows, on top. So it's basically on the upper arm. We start shifting the weight forward, and slowly we try to bring one foot up, maybe both. We keep looking forward, same thing. If we look down, it's more likely we go down. If we go looking forward, more likely that we balance. The hips try to be high and the heels try to lift towards the bum. Okay? One mistake or one question that I get a lot from students is that the knees sometimes are pressing too hard onto the forearms, onto the arms or to the elbows. That happens because we're putting all the weight on our elbows, and instead we want to try to engage through the lower abdomen, imagining we're lifting the hips higher and higher, and that feeling, that sensation, that engagement that we generate will help us release some weight on the elbows. So instead of being here where I'm fully relaxing my weight, allowing my weight to be on my knees, on my elbows, I try to push the floor away with the hands, engage through the core in order for the weight to come upward. Okay, so there's more of a floating sensations or a more graceful feeling when we're doing the pose. Again, we try to look forward, we open through the chest, we lift the hips, we bring the feet towards the bum, and we try to engage through the abdomen as if we'd like to lift it up. Okay? For the last variation of crow, actually called crane pose, it's a similar motion. The only difference is that we require more flexibility on the hips and legs. At the same time, a little more flexibility on the wrist because we need to lean farther forward in order to straighten through the arms. And again, more engagement, more awareness on those bandhas, which is the lower abdomen and the perineal muscle, in order for us to lift the hips higher. Okay? So we would get in the same way, but this time we place the knees on the armpits. We lift the hips, the heels higher, the hips up, in order for us to create that space, slowly shifting the weight forward, maybe one foot up, maybe the other, extending through the arms, look forward, lift, engaged, use the fingers for a few breaths. When you're ready, same way you came up, we're gonna come back down. I hope this video is helpful for you. If you have any questions, please write me on social media or maybe write an email. I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.